Hi, Cantor. Welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-November 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is look at the past, present, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight, and that's the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the card to the left as your energy and the card to the right is the other person's. If you feel like it's the way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have Sacrifice. So this is the equivalent of the Hanged Man in traditional tarot. And to me, this says that, at least in the past, you might have been weighing the pros and cons as far as trying to figure out, do you feel like you're getting back what you're putting into the connection, right? So you might have started to feel like maybe what you were giving toward the connection was all for nothing. So I feel like you might have been having your doubts from time to time. So I feel like the feelings are pretty strong, but you were just wondering about the practicality of the connection. All right, past energy on their side, we have the High Priestess. So yeah, to me this says that it feels like they were probably not directly asking you what your needs were in a connection. I feel like they might have been trying to feel it out more so intuitively. And given that we do see the back turned to the cards on the side too, I feel like that was part of the issue, right? Where the communication between the two of you might not have been as clear as you would have liked. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Seven of Staves. So this is actually Leo energy here. So yeah, so you might just feel like in some ways, maybe the relationship is a bit of a drain on you, right? So you might feel, for example, let's say, just to give it a practical example, maybe you might feel like they really only in it for the physical side of things, right? So you might feel like when it's time for emotional connection, it could be a little bit lacking. So you might feel like they always just come in wanting their needs fulfilled and don't necessarily look to reciprocate. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Star. So this is Aquarius energy here. And to me, what this says is if we look at the artwork, we see the compass there, and then we do see also the two shadowy figures, right? So to me, it feels like this is saying that they might understand that they have their shortcomings, but the way that they're viewing the connection is that they view you as a good person to help them work through that situation. And I feel like they might also think that you might have your shortcomings as well, but they just feel like ultimately the two of you are better together than apart. All right, future energy on your side, we have Balance. So this is the equivalent of Temperance in traditional tarot, which is the major arcana card for Sagittarius. If we look here, we see like the water element and the fire element. So yeah, it could just be saying that even though you wouldn't necessarily think it from the jump, I feel like this is saying that as we actually move into Sagittarius season, you might actually start to see the conditions in this relationship improve. Now, I will say one reason why that might happen is because you'll have Venus in your sign for at least, in your opposite sign for at least part of that time period. So it could just be saying that, as we're moving through Sagittarius, you have a little bit more energy going in through your house of relationships, and then it'll actually move into your 8th house of intimacy as well. So it could just be saying that maybe that'll give you guys a boost as far as that goes. All right, and future energy on their side, we have Justice. So even though this doesn't blatantly say balance, we do tend to think of balance when we see this card. We see the scales in the artwork there. So it could just be saying that they might actually finally come to that realization, right? That, yeah, okay, maybe they weren't giving as much to the connection as you were, right? So they actually could put in the effort in the future to balance things out between the two of you. And then that could be what makes you feel a lot more confident in the connection in the future. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Four of Cups. So this is actually a Cancer energy here. So yeah, it could just be saying that maybe you might have felt, for example, if you look at her surroundings, they look pretty nice, right? So it could just be saying that maybe you might have felt that they showed up in some ways, right? Maybe like materially, for example. but it was just more of the emotional side of things where you felt like there was a lack in the connection. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Queen of Cups. So if we look here, we see that they're holding that mask and it's moved from their faces. So it could just be saying that as they progress through the month, they might actually start to open up more to you, right? So like I said, it looked like maybe that was part of the disconnect where you might have felt like they were just in it more for the physical side of things. But as time goes on, they might actually start to show more of their deeper side. And for some of you, to be fair, this could also just be saying, given that this is the court card for Cancer, this could just be saying that maybe they weren't seeing you clearly before. And as you guys get to know each other better and they start to understand your needs more, that could be why they show up in the connection more strongly as well. All right, so moving on to your Oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Oracle card deck. I'm just going to give this a few shuffles. And if a jumper comes out, I'll take it. Otherwise, we'll cut the deck and pull a card that way. Almost have one there. All right, let me put this deck down. And like I said, what we'll do is we'll just cut the deck and pull a card that way. So we'll take this one, move this out of the way. And next we'll do the same thing with the Wisdom Oracle deck. So same situation, just looking for one card here as well. Nope, already got one, so that was easier. Okay, so from the Messages of Love, we have Soulmate. It says your soulmate loves, accepts, and respects you. So yeah, like I said, it did seem like it was more so their approach, it seemed, in the past. That could have been what was a bit lacking, right? Where, like I said, it seemed like they were just trying to intuitively figure out what you wanted in the connection versus being a little bit more direct with that. And like I said, it looks like as time passes, you guys will actually get more on the same page. But we'll see what the Wisdom Oracle adds to the mix. All right, we have Higher Power. There's the artwork, and the number is 4. So we'll see what this has to say. All right, the relationship message says it's time to address how much effort you give to your relationship with your higher power, called God, Goddess, Spirit, or any other name that is sacred and holy. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority. The appearance of this card also indicates that there is a deep spiritual bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and evolution. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. So interesting there, especially when it says a deep spiritual bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and evolution. That made me think of what I was saying about the star card on their side, right? So maybe for those of you who are cross watchers, or if you just resonate more with the energy on the right side here, I feel like this message would more connect with that. But either way, hopefully that overall reading resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up now, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.